Oh, it's been a fantastic opportunity to work with the Try Reading project. Everybody's been quite excited about it.
What we're going to be doing today is, for this first hour, we're going to be creating a piece of poetry. Now, you might be wondering, why are we doing this? I'll tell you why. Because Wigan is looking after the Tongan Rugby League team, and myself and Sarah have been travelling all over the northwest, working with one school in each town to create a poem and a dance to welcome the rugby teams to the town. So this school has been chosen in Wigan to welcome the Tongan team to Wigan. So we're going to create a poem and a piece of dance that tells everybody how good it is to be in Wigan. I've been really lucky to work across the northwest, working with poetry and dance across primary schools, with young people's groups. With each of these groups, we've been giving them the opportunity to see performance poetry, to see contemporary dance, and then to work out how we can create a performance that welcomes a visiting rugby league team to their hometown, but also has some resonances and echoes of the haka, and also celebrates like reading and poetry. So it's been really interesting to pull those elements together.
It was an opportunity to work with rugby clubs, getting the message out to people normally we wouldn't reach. We've had all sorts of things happening. We've signed up both the Warriors and the Centurions to the 6-book challenge. It's really good because they're excellent role models. If you get rugby guys, big guys, reading like that and saying it's good for you, kids, especially boys, will follow on and think, yeah, it is a good thing to do. So from that point of view, it's been really, really good.
It's about allowing them to experience new art forms. So the art form of performance poetry and the art form of contemporary dance.
Your own boogie. Then you're going to turn and face the side. You're going to point your right arm down at the floor as if you're saying, referee, what do you think about
Some
that?
people like to create dance and some people like to be taught a dance routine. So this project gave us the ability to work across both. So I came in with taught phrases which I taught the group, which was strong and rhythmic and reflected the haka, and they also created their own movements as well based on the poetry that we'd worked on with Louise.
Today we've got an under 5 session, and every week here at Leigh, and parents, grandparents, carers come along with their children, the importance of reading. So we've invited speakers from the Leigh Centurions. They're going to read to the kids, and I'm sure they'll have a wonderful time.
It's just a good way of like getting kids involved, like who might have not been interested in reading previous. You know, they look up to rugby players and they see rugby players getting involved in the project, and it makes them interested in reading, and it's just a good way to promote it. And my mum's a librarian, so you know I used to go to work with her and sit in on reading sessions a lot. So I mean, I was never short of books in the house, and she made sure I was up to scratch with my English at school, so I took that to A level, so that's helped me a lot, really. Mum used to read me when I was really little, though, Hungry Little Caterpillar. I remember that. That was the earliest book that I remember. I mean, I used to, as I got older, get into stuff like autobiographies, you know, like obviously I followed rugby when I was younger, so you know, I'd read up on people I was interested in, that kind of stuff. Obviously, as I was growing up, I was younger, I read stuff like Harry Potter as well, so.
The kids love it. To see a man reading stories, excellent role model, and it's really good.
The exhibition, Tries Teams and Trophies, Rugby League in the Wigan Borough, was put on to coincide with the Rugby League World Cup, which is happening in November this year. I didn't know anything at all about rugby league when I first come to put the exhibition on. I can relate now to the passion and the feelings and the deep-rooted feelings that people have in the borough towards the sport rugby league. Though there is a lot of money in the game now, it still has those working class roots. Although there are many giants of the game, and they are giants locally, they never ever forget their humble roots. They're so humble when you meet them, and they have a true belief and a passion for the game that I don't think you can find anywhere else.
We've been educating the young people a little tiny bit about those countries, so they've gone away and learned something new, and most of the children we worked with had never heard of these smaller Polynesian islands and nations, so that was really nice. We're working towards a performance for the Rugby League World Cup. It's a community celebration, so the children will get to show their work in a venue which is outside of school. I think that's really important for the confidence, because it won't just be parents, it'll be parents of other children and members of the community. And they've learnt quite a lot from the book and from doing the scripts. They've had to memorise facts about Tonga, about New Zealand. So that's been quite nice as well, actually quite concrete educational objectives as well as the softer skills that they do.
The performance on Saturday is going to be alongside other groups, so I think there's going to be various groups from across the community coming together to welcome Tonga to Wigan and to celebrate the fact that they're here.
The project's benefited children greatly with their confidence. With all three of them, you just see a little bit more exuberance. They're quite willing to try things new and develop the new skills that they've actually learnt.
It's very important for children to do something like this because it brings out the confidence.
I've enjoyed doing the drama because I've been able to do a solo and I've never done that before. Because of this project, now I know a lot more about rugby than I did before we started. I've enjoyed reading the book and practicing our parts for the play.
I found that really fun when we were learning the dance, and she made it very fun.
Hopefully they learn skills that they can take forward, so not just in dance or in theatre or in poetry, but also in school life in general, or in life after school.
It makes me feel really proud of the things that I've helped them develop, and it also makes me feel like I've lit a fire and you don't know where that's going to burn, so that's really exciting. There's like some energy in the room, there's something new being created.
I would say it is a way to get the message out to as many people as possible that reading is the best thing that you can do for yourself and for your kids. There's no other way to improve your child's education, fun, enjoyment than read.